Christmas is amazing. As a child, I remember going to, one Christmas, I think we went to like 8 different Christmases. It was great. I got presents at like every single one. But now as a parent, great is not the word that I would use. Do you miss having time for Jesus and yourself, but you're drowning in the responsibilities of motherhood? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Cheryl, wife, girl mom, and Jesus follower. I learned the not-so-secret ways to become the mom my girls needed by prioritizing Jesus back into my mom life and reclaiming my identity in Christ. If you're ready to build faith while washing dishes, rediscover your identity, and love yourself like your babies do, grab your earbuds and lock that bathroom door for a minute alone. It's time for Mom. Hi, beautiful. Welcome to the Time for Mom podcast. I'm your host, Cheryl. Today we're going to talk about how to Christmas with multiple families and find ways that are easy for you, your family, that don't break the bank or your sanity. But before we dive in, I have a gift for you. I want to give out 5 free 30-minute coaching sessions, and they're going to be available until December 25th because I know what it's like to be a mom and to be close to God before you become a mom and how much of a struggle it can be after you become a mom. While it seems easy at first, and then you get sleep deprived, and then your kids need you all the time, and sometimes your husband needs you all the time, and your job needs you if you have one, and the house is a wreck, and God becomes more and more silent as you push him further and further away until you wake up and you look around and you don't remember the last time that you read your Bible because your kids keep beating you up, and you don't know how to reconnect with God and be the mom your kids need. I would love to help you start your new year with an easy plan to refresh your relationship with God and start breathing a little bit of life back into yourself without sacrificing your kids. Follow the link in the show notes to my coaching page. Let's dive into today's episode. Christmas is amazing. As a child, I remember going to, one Christmas, I think we went to like 8 different Christmases. It was great. I got presents at like every single one. But now as a parent, great is not the word that I would use to all the Christmas time obligations. It's frustrating, it's expensive, and it is so stressful. So stressful. Because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I love giving gifts, but you know what? When you are a parent and you have expenses, because why were we so eager to grow up? There's expenses when you grow up. You have to make choices, and you have to not do things. And that's hard to not do things and to figure out what not to do. So today, as I was trying to think of episodes that would actually help and serve you, I got to thinking about my family. See, I've got my parents, both alive. My husband has his parents, and my siblings all have their families. So I have 2 brothers. They're both married. Their wives have families. It's hard for everybody to get together. And that's not counting all of the extended family things that we get invited to, or church events, or school events, or friend events, or December birthdays. There's a lot to it. So how on earth can anybody go do all the Christmases? Well, honestly, you can't and still stay sane because there's only 24 hours in the day. Your kids still need time away from people with attention from you. Your dogs, if you have pets, your animals need fed and watered, and there's just too many things to do and still do all the other things. Here are 5 ways to help make your Christmas more manageable, especially when you have multiple families. The first thing to remember is that Christmas does not have to be on Christmas Day or even Christmas Eve. I think the earliest my family has had Christmas was early December, like the first week, and the latest was the first part of January. For Thanksgiving, we do ours in October typically because that's when the most people can get together. That is an entire month before actual Thanksgiving. but that's what works for the most people. As you go forward, your extended family Christmas doesn't have to be on Christmas. Your family, like your personal family Christmas, doesn't have to be on Christmas, but it can. My husband and I are still trying to figure out if we want to do Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Honestly, we'll probably do Christmas Day for our family because as church employees with responsibilities and a Christmas Eve service, Christmas Eve is a very long day. And the last thing we want to do is something at home. We just kind of want to collapse. So for us, we'll be doing Christmas Day. The second thing that you need to do is to have honest conversations if presents are a problem, because presents are awesome, but they can also be so overwhelming. It's not just the giving, sometimes it's the getting. If you have a child who has a lot of family that wants to give them presents, especially grandparents, this can be really overwhelming because you only have so much room and your child only has so much attention, and the more gifts they get, honestly, can cause a lot of attitude problems. Maybe that's just my kids, but they tend to become really greedy after Christmas, and we have to work that back out of them. If presents become a problem, you need to have some honest conversations with your husband and then with the problem. How can you reduce the financial burden if you giving the gifts is the problem? How can you reduce that financial burden? There are some ways that still allow you to give. So for my family, we used to buy everyone a gift. That was before kids and with a lot more disposable income. But now we do drawing. We draw names. So I am a family of 4. We buy 4 presents. But in addition to that, we also do stockings. And we love the stockings. Everybody contributes one thing. Some of us do more, but we contribute one thing for everybody's stockings. We've done punch balloons and bouncy balls and fidget toys and little acrylic dinosaurs. They don't have to be great. They can be silly. We can do food or chocolate or Christmas candy. I splurge on candy canes that are actually safe for my kids to eat, and they get those in their stockings. The third thing that you can do is ask yourself and your husband what can be made instead of bought. Food, by the way, is always a hit in this area. Dried fruit, snacks. I'm actually going to be making granola as our stocking stuffer this year because I learned how to do it and it's a lot easier than I thought. And homemade granola is absolutely amazing, in case you're wondering. But there's a lot of things that can be made, like cookies and Christmas ornaments and your child's handprint turned into a turkey or a Santa Claus or a Christmas tree. The sky is the limit and Pinterest is your best friend. Presents don't have to be complicated. They can be easy. They can be silly. The fourth thing that you can do, we don't do this, but one of my brothers does do this, is they alternate years. 1 year's with one side, and a bunch of my cousins do this too. 1 year is with one side and the other alternate years with the other side of the family. Because having a lot of family is awesome until you have 12 sets of grandparents, great-grandparents, and a variety of fruity and nutty extended families that expect you at their functions. You simply cannot do it all and still stay healthy mentally. You've got to cut some things. But at the same time, family time is super important, and I understand that. And that's where making the decisions of where you're going to go, alternate years, prioritizing aging grandparents, things like that are invaluable. The fifth thing that we do is come to an agreement on what works for us as a family and financially. We have open conversations. We converse until we come to an agreement or agree to take a break, because traveling can be easy and traveling can also be super stressful, even if you don't have kids. And if you do have kids, it honestly depends on the moment how travel is. Traveling with kids is so much fun. They don't warn you about that in the parenting books. I will tell you that much. All 5 of these things require conversations, require communication. You can't place a value on communication with your spouse in anything because it is invaluable. You have to talk to your spouse. You have to come to agreements. Even if it's agreeing to disagree for a time, that's still an agreement. You can stop talking and come back on a better day. Because sometimes if say PMS hits, it's just a bad day to talk sometimes. But as your family grows, Christmas and holidays in general just become more complicated. So these 5 things can help simplify. And if you have some 5 things, you don't have to share 5 things. If you have some things, a thing that you would like to share that has helped your family celebrate Christmas and keep Christmas joyful as well as peaceful, I would absolutely love to hear it. Come on to the Time for Mom Facebook group at bit.ly/Time for Mom community and pop that in the comments for episode 39. And again, I would like to remind you, I really, really want to help you. If you've been getting frustrated and feeling stuck about where your faith is, if you miss how close you felt before you became a mom, if you aren't sure how to reconnect with God without sacrificing your relationship with your kids, I would love to give you one of those 5 free 30-minute coaching sessions. Again, they'll be open until December 25th. Let me help you start your new year with an easy plan to refresh your relationship with God and start breathing a little bit of life back into yourself. Again, that link is in the show notes. Until next week, mamas, may your Christmas be filled with joy, peace, and a whole lot of giggles. Love, Cheryl. Hey, beautiful. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds to share this with a mom who's wading through those mounds of laundry and dishes and wishing for just a little me time? Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It makes my day to know this podcast has helped you. Well, it's time for me to wash more dishes and cook more food. I'll meet you next Wednesday for another episode. Until then, may the God of grace fill you with his peace.